We're downtown Vancouver right now, undercover of course because it is raining, but we're about to head into the venue to brighten things up a little with Capital Cities. Now before we get into anything guys, I need to ask the question, what about Farrah Fawcett's hair? Why Farrah Fawcett?
Why Farrah Fawcett? Well, the song to which you're referring is called Farrah Fawcett Hair, and it's about things in life that are undeniably good, according to Cebu and I. And one thing that is undeniably good across all sexes and age groups is Farrah Fawcett hair. Her beautiful blonde hair, everyone agrees, is fantastic. So that's why we chose it as a title for the song.
And speaking of undeniably good, I would have to say that Craigslist probably falls under that for the two of you. Can you tell me a little bit about that story, how you guys met?
Sure. In 2008, I decided to put up an ad on Craigslist offering my services as a producer. And I got one response, and that was from a Mr. Ryan Merchant. And he came over to my studio because he was looking for a producer to help him with his solo project. And the collaborative chemistry was instant. So we decided to work on a bunch of different things, including writing music for jingles, which is an opportunity that Ryan brought to the table. So we did that for a while, composed for commercials, until we ended up with a repertoire of music that led to the forming of our band, Capital Cities, with which we put out an EP in June of 2011. That was our debut EP.
Now you don't normally, number one, hear about bands just forming from that one answer to Craigslist. Normally you have to go through a bunch of people to get to where you are. But not only did you guys form right away and get into commercial writing and jingles and all that good stuff, but I mean, you started touring and stuff on your own. What's it like to do it under your own name rather than having someone else book all those shows for you?
Well, yeah, we from the beginning we were very DIY. So probably for the first 2 years of Capital City's existence, it was basically Cebu and I doing most of the promotion, and then we slowly put together a team over time. And I think I'm really glad that we had that experience of booking our own tours and doing our own publicity, because it really taught us a lot. We learned a lot about the music business and like how you really go about promoting a band. So it was kind of an invaluable experience for us. And I'm sure in the future, like if we wanted to expand as a record label, we'd be able to apply that to other artists that we might sign. But of course, it's great being now signed to a major label and having a very extensive team of people helping us out with everything. But I think all new bands should really go through that as they form and develop.
Now that major label kind of goes with your names. You guys are with Capitol Records. When that all came about, was it a big change for you having to listen to a company rather than do what you wanted to do?
It's definitely a different world. So there was a lot of learning and adaptation happening, but we lucked out by partnering with Capitol Records because they truly believe in what we are doing creatively. And I think we're all on the same page in terms of how we want to portray ourselves and what kind of aesthetic we want to show to the world. So it's been good.
And it's obviously working for you. I mean, I just heard, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I just heard that you guys hit #1 on the U.S. Billboard charts.
I think in the alternative chart, yeah.
What's that like? How do you explain that feeling?
Thrilling, exciting, flattering.
Now, that music video that you guys have done, Safe and Sound, it's amazing. There's nothing that can describe the dance moves you guys pull off. I know that you have some Michael Jackson inspiration in there, but where do you find your idea to get a music video going to have a story like that one?
Well, the particular video that you're referring to was our first like major big budget record label video, and it was loosely based off of a DIY video that Cebu and I put together when we first released Safe and Sound in which we pulled footage from YouTube of war and dancing over the past 100 years and juxtaposed it and showed the progression of war and dancing over the course of the 20th century, basically. And it was a really inexpensive video that we made, and yet very effective. People really liked it. It stokes a lot of conversation. So when it was time to do like a full-on big budget video, that someone came to the table and said, hey, I kind of want to do a video based off of that video, but with Cebu and Ryan in it and showing more of an evolution of dance. And then it just kind of evolved. Another company got involved, and it just took on a life of its own and became this massive dance party production in this crazy theater. And we took dance lessons, and it was really fun.
And you're on tour right now, and you've called it Dancing with Strangers. And how is Dancing with Strangers better than Dancing with a Partner?
I don't know.
You just went with the name?
It's not necessarily better, you know. Dancing with a stranger could lead to some bad things. Who knows? You know, they could be crazy. So it's just
So could your partner there?
your partner, but at least you know what you're getting into. If you unless you have no idea who your partner is, but you know, Dancing with Strangers is cool because it's unpredictable, it's exciting, and it potentially could lead to a new friendship.
Now, the tour kicked off in April. You guys came here. Where are you going next?
Tomorrow we're going to Portland, and then we're going down the coast, down California, playing Sacramento, Santa Barbara, and then a couple shows in Los Angeles, and then resting for a few days, and then we're off to Germany and the Midwest and just touring nonstop.
And you guys are also doing Sasquatch this year, right?
We did Sasquatch.
Oh, it's done. There you go.
We did it yesterday.
Okay.
Or no, day before yesterday. Sorry.
I knew it was coming up, but with a festival like that, I mean, it's huge. Mumford & Sons just played a show here. They said that it was their biggest show yet. It was 25,000 people. But you guys go to Sasquatch, that's even bigger than here. How do you present to that many people in one night? How do you explain that?
I mean, I'll be honest, we were very surprised at, first of all, the numbers that were out there in the audience, because we were the first band of the day. So it was a daytime performance at Sasquatch, and I don't know if you've been to the Gorge Amphitheater, but it's drop dead gorgeous. It's basically an amphitheater nestled in the side of a cliff, overlooking this beautiful valley and river. And the crowd that was there was really receptive. So everything that's happening to us right now is truly surprising, and of course encouraging and flattering. So we're just going with it.
And what's next for you guys after the tour? I know there's some talk about being able to stream your album online early. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, actually, our album is being streamed right now by the New York Times in their arts section. So if you go to the New York Times website, click on music or arts, you should be able to stream it right now. But what's next for us? Honestly, it's just going to be a lot of touring. We're going to Europe in September. We're going to Japan. We're going to Korea. We're going to Mexico later this year. Probably we'll go to Australia at some point. Going to do another U.S. tour, bigger tour. So that's kind of what we're doing now.
Now, somebody asked you guys, say 5 years ago, if this is what you expected. What would your answers have been?
Try not to live with too many expectations.
Nice, I like it.
Yeah.
That works. How about yours?
Yeah, I don't know if I wouldn't have expected this, to be honest.
Is it everything you'd hoped for so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think the reality of being in a band that's doing well is a little different than the vision that people have in their heads. They kind of think like it's all fun and games, which a lot of it is, but it's also, we put in a lot of work. I mean, every day is like nonstop promotion, playing shows, doing radio appearances, and it's a lot to do, but it's extremely rewarding, so I'm not complaining.
And I'm excited to see you guys on stage. Can you tell me a little bit about, or tell your fans what they can expect to see in your upcoming shows? What do you guys bring to the stage?
We bring to the stage, hopefully, good songs, fun songs, interesting songs with unique melodies and innovative production techniques and sounds. But at the concerts especially, you're going to enjoy yourself thoroughly and have a lot of dancing and jumping and singing and sweating happening.
Okay.
Yeah.
So will we get to see your dance moves that you took lessons for?
Yes, some. And if the crowd is really good, then we'll do more.
You'll give us a little more. Good. I have one more question that I try to ask each of my guests. It's actually about your socks. I like to know what type of socks people choose to wear. I think it tells a lot about them. So can you tell me what socks you're wearing today?
Well, you picked me on a really bad day because I'm wearing these super ugly, cheesy athletic socks that were literally the last socks that I had in my bag because we haven't done laundry for probably 3 weeks. So I hope these don't say too much about me because, if anything, they would say very unfashionable.
I would say that it means that you've been on the road for a while, which there's nothing wrong with.
No, yeah,
That's
I like that
that's success, right?
Mm-hmm.
Good. How about yourself?
Oh, look at mine. My socks are colorful and stripy. What does that mean? I have no idea.
That you're colorful and stripy. I would think that means you're a colorful person.
You know?
It is.
This could be, you know, schizophrenic, or it could be, you know, open-minded.
And I like it because, you know, if your pants were rolled down,
Mm-hmm.
then your pant leg, I should say, then people would never know, right?
Right.
You're this.
The
Yeah.
fact that I'm rolling them up means that I'm trying to show off my
You want to
socks.
show your colors,
So maybe I'm a little vain.
or you just want people to see the fun side.
Yeah.
That's what
That's what
yeah.
that's what I think.
Great. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.